the right kind of venues and the right kind of attraction and all of that. And I can understand that argument. I'm not sure I want to be on the hook for $1 billion, but okay. Then again, I'm not a resident of the city, right? And so, there's that. But Deshaun Watson has been a polarizing acquisition for the Cleveland Browns, and I understand it because we're not talking about whether or not he has played the quarterback position well since he's entered the league. That's not the conversation. The conversation is the off-the-field issues. And I understand people having a rough time with that, right? Especially if you think he's guilty. Of course I understand people having a rough time. You combine that with the fact that they guaranteed a ton of money for this kid. And I mean a ton version of that. We're yet to see it in a Browns jersey. That's true. Fair to say. And a lot of people have said, look, they're stuck with him. You paid him this money, you guaranteed him. And there are places, I don't know, maybe like Denver, who paid a lot of money. Russell Wilson was like, get out, right? And there's ways to do this if you really want to move off of it. Mary Kay Cabot saying you can. Notice, by the way, now that Baker Mayfield's not telling you she's fake news and how terrible she is, you never hear anybody criticize her job performance, ever now. Never. Nobody tells you she can't do her job anymore because the quarterback's not standing at the podium telling you that she can't. Isn't that interesting? She's just back to being respected. I kept saying when he was here, guys, if she was doing this poor of a job at it, the Browns would pull her press credential as a punishment and then say, you earn this back. It happens all the time. That's never happened with her. That's not a thing. And I was like, yeah, it kind of feels like the quarterback's trying to just rile everybody up. But here's what she's saying about Deshaun Watson, the Browns roster, and what they will look like this year. Quote, they're not going to sacrifice this season just in the name of, we spent 3 first-round picks on this guy and $230 million. That's not how it's going to go. They're going to do whatever it takes to win games, and whichever quarterback gives them the best chance to do that is who will be playing. For anybody who may not know or had forgotten, the Browns have acquired Jameis Winston. And he now is in that quarterback room. Jameis Winston, if memory serves, was a former number 1 pick, was he not? Now, he's not necessarily been a guy that you think of as like, there's a number 1 guy. But Jameis has won a bunch of games. A lot of picks, yeah, he's got the arm and that happens. Picks. He claims it was about some of the vision issue, and now that he's had the laser, a little bit of that. And look, I mean, if you can't see, you can't see. So if that's a thing, see if that's a thing. But I think Mary Kay Cabot's right. Look at last year. They went and got Joe Flacco. Teams know these windows are small, man. Everybody always think, these guys are going to be great 10 years, and it ends up being 3 years. The windows are small. Guys got mobility. They can move around. If you play great, we want your corner. We want your edge rusher. We want this. And they start cherry picking out of your cabinet. If you don't win games, guys are more likely to be like, dude, who's calling? All right, let's go. Seattle, here we come. Right? And that's kind of the way that's going to be. She's not wrong about this. They're not just going to look at it and go, well, we spent $230 million, so we're going to suffer with it. That's not what's going to happen. She's dead right about this. They're going to win games, which is exactly what they should do. Now, the better scenario is this, that Deshaun Watson shows up in shape, ready to go this year, and he plays great. I do believe he still has it in him to be a damn good quarterback. Top 5 guy in the league. I think that's a tough ask right now. The quarterback position is really, really good in the NFL right now. I mean, guys like Justin Herbert, who are really good, are called bums. That kid's really good, and people call him a bum because the quarterback play in the NFL is maybe better than it's ever been. It's really good. I don't know about ever, but it's really good right now. Guys are coming into the league. First year, you don't even hear about how rookies can't handle the lights of the NFL anymore, this and that. You got guys like Stroud, like, bitch, give me the ball. I'll win some games. Beat the Browns in the playoffs, as a matter of fact. And it was early. Remember that? Stroud came out in that game. It was the first 2 possessions, and you were like, uh-oh, oh no, this is over. Defense on their heels already. And this young fella about to light us up. And he did. He did. Mary Kay Cabot's dead right here. They know this window is shorter than fans want to think it is. We're setting ourselves up for the future dynasty and all this shit. Dude, that doesn't exist. None of that's real. You got about 5 years to strike while that iron's a little bit warm. And let's be honest, the Browns iron isn't even hot. It's just a little bit warm. If they don't feel like that kid plays well, that 230 is not going to tie their hands. They're going to put somebody else out there and get those games won. We'll pass out these Sonic Temple tickets in a moment. It can get confusing because the number you text into the studio is 330-450-7625. That's also the number you can call the studio with. But that's how you text in, but you'll call in for these tickets here in a moment. I brought up the text line because we have been talking about Deshaun Watson because Mary Kay Cabot says, look, if he doesn't play well, they're not going to just keep playing him because they paid him the money. And she's right. Like, you're seeing that more in sports now than ever. It used to be, well, you're paying him, he's got to play. Now, teams are realizing, like, all right, dude, if it ain't it, let's reload. We got to do what we got to do here. And, man, dude, guys get really upset when you defend Mary Kay Cabot. I got, like, 30 dudes on me. It's like, no, she wasn't. I'll remind you how it started Mary Kay Cabot's a hack. I'll remind you. She was telling you that the relationship between Baker Mayfield, the front office, and the coaching staff was frosty. And then it turned into on Twitter, media, the worst media in the entire history of sport. They can't even defend their own teams. And I had to come in here and tell you all the time, that's not their job. Their job is not to defend the team. They are the checks and balances of these morons, and they're not supposed to be hanging from their balls all day, like the sleeveless wonder over at ESPN. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be telling you stuff that the team and the players don't want us to know. She was telling us early, this relationship is frosty. You can tell they don't really like one another. She was called fake news. But then we ended up finding out after he left. We ended up finding out, didn't we? Yeah, turned a little frosty. Kev didn't love it. I was on her side from the very beginning. I said, he brought Case Keenum here. You think Kev and man, should they maybe have moved off Baker? They hated the kid. She was one of the first people to tell you, and everybody jumped down her throat on it, and she was 100% dead ass right about it. I don't know what everybody hates the woman for. At this point, it starts to feel like one of these. Men kind of hate women covering sports. I don't know if that's all it, and I hate hitting those easy buttons. I do, but kind of feels that way. Kind of feels it. Stay in your lane. Cook the muffins, don't talk, third down, right? Like, it kind of feels like one of those. It does. Like, come on. Has she gotten things wrong in her career? Sure, of course, everybody has. God knows I have. You have too. But I don't think she's out there just making stuff up the way people said. I mean, literally, she had the Baker conversation dead right. And he knew it, by the way, and that's why he was up at the podium trying to do his job. Which, no, everything's fine. That was his job too. No, everything's fine. We're good. We're fine. I love Kev. I love this. I love that. But look at how that relationship dwindled out in the end. That tells you everything. The body language on Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield when they first got together, I said, and I remember coming in here the next day, it was like, don't listen to what they're saying. Look at their body language. These two cannot stand one another. By the way, Baker, it's not like this was crazy to see. The man had problems with a couple of college coaches. He did not get along with Hugh Jackson. That one we'll put mostly on Hugh, I will agree. But again, there's another coach there. Tried to lie about how well he was getting along with Kev. Out of here. We don't really need you. Get out of here. Right? Carolina. Yeah, it didn't really work out. Kind of, dude's not necessarily in love with it. And he seems to have found his fit in Tampa. God bless him. I'm not out to bury the kid. God bless you. But everybody went crazy. I mean, the Browns weren't all in on Baker Mayfield, and she was right about it. I don't know why. Like, she's been proven right. I don't know why people have such a hard time going, yeah, you know what? I got to tell you, she kind of nailed that one. I mean, what's wrong with doing that? And she's right about this situation right now. I don't think they're going to play the guy just because they gave him the money. As a matter of fact, I think that's all the more reason you can't play him if he's not playing well. I don't think this is really going to be an issue. I look for him to bounce back and have a decent year. Now, where I'm hesitant on Deshaun is the injuries. You don't normally start to get injured less as you go on, right? You normally keep getting injured a little bit more. I worry he's never going to be a 17-game-a-year guy, and I think they worry about that too, and I think that's what the Jameis Winston acquisition was about, that there's a little bit more of a similar play style that you can kind of go back and forth with them. You don't necessarily got to rip every page out of the book. Next thing you know, when you got to insert another quarterback into the situation, that's obvious, right? I mean, that's clearly what they were looking to do. But I think she's right. Dude, she's been right more often than she's been wrong, at least recently. She was right about the Baker Mayfield thing. She's been right about a lot. And I think that's one of the reasons why people hate her too, is because she tells you the reality. They don't get along. They don't like this. And what we want, not we, what a lot of people want, I don't want this at all, but what a lot of people want is cheerlead, go Brown, yay, blah, 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 dog pound. And like, that's not the media's job. That's a podcast. That's TikTok accounts jobs. That's whose job that is. That is not a media member's job. As a matter of fact, the more the media gets along with the athlete, the more the athlete likes the media member. I'm like, that's a little too Ahmad Rashad for my liking. He ain't never going to tell you the truth about Mike. Never. He will never do that. I don't want Ahmad Rashads. I want people telling me what's going on with the situation. And Mary Kay Cabot had been doing that. And so, I'm sorry, man. She got it dead ass right. And I think she's right about Deshaun Watson. I do have a 4-pack of tickets for Sonic Temple. Let's get you in right now. I'll take caller 30. This at 330-450-7625. It's toll free at 800-243-7625. Next on the program, time is money. So what is an hour of your time actually worth? Let's find out. Welcome back to the Stansbury Show, where Jason Gallagher out of Parma won his way into Sonic Temple. Jason must be listening via iHeartRadio. We appreciate that, Jason. It's 4-packs, by the way, that we're passing out, 4 wristbands for every day of Sonic Temple, and I'll have another set of these Monday for you on the program. It's a pretty good lineup this year. I feel like it is anyway. Let's see. What do you get? Disturbed, Misfits, Pantera, and Slipknot are your headliners. Seether's playing. Breaking Benjamin started a little underrated, but they're playing. Clutch, Baroness. Baroness is wildly underrated. They're playing. Is that Cypress Hill? Is that what I see in there? No, I'm sorry. That's not. It's Ghost Inside. No, yeah, it is. Oh my God, yeah, it's Cypress Hill right there. Mr. Bungle. Betray You? Yeah, there's some good stuff going on at Sonic Temple. We'll get you in Monday. Still to come on today's show, though. I do have a, Rock the Bank $1,000 coupon. One of the things I'm looking forward to doing this weekend is checking out that Unfrosted movie. Jerry Seinfeld's movie about the Pop-Tart. And it's star-studded, that cast. And it's being review bombed right now pretty heavily. I mean pretty heavily. I just saw an article, as a matter of fact, from the Daily Beast that said, would you believe that Jerry Seinfeld's Pop-Tart movie sucks? Why? Is it because he blamed the extreme left for the lack of comedy? Is it because he blamed PC woke crap the other day for the state of American comedies? Is that why we're review bombing Jerry? It kind of feels like that's why we are. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't sit here and tell you it's amazing, but when you read the comments at all of those articles, every one of the comments is, what the hell are you guys talking about? It's amazing. So I think there's a little bit of a hit job that's happening with Jerry Seinfeld right now because he said something. We saw this a little bit with Dwayne Johnson. We saw it a little bit a couple of weeks ago with Bill Maher. You step out of line a little bit, man, and that not a cult over there, man, do they throw you right out. We're not a cult, but if you don't say exactly what we want you to, you're not allowed to hang out at our table anymore. It's like, okay, all right, and that kind of feels like what's happening. And then we talked about the state of the sitcom. It's Always Sunny is still out there. They've had 6 episodes ripped down because of things they were saying. And I know Robin McElhenney or whatever came out and is like pushing back against Jerry Seinfeld. That's cool. He can have his opinion and I can have mine and everybody can have theirs. But the state of the sitcom right now is in a bad place. I don't know if that's just about PC crap or the woke left or whatever the hell people it is, when they say that stuff. I think it's definitely part of it. For sure it is. The Daily Beast and people like that, those are the people who write the articles. The 11 times Ross from Friends was a little problematic. Chandler's a little rapey. I don't know what was going on with Phoebe. The secret white nationalist undertones of Monica. And they literally do it all the time. They go back through all the old entertainment and then complain about everything. We got to take it out of this. We got to yank it out of that. We got to do that. He's not wrong. This happens. And then what happens is people start writing from a place of fear and not wanting to be kicked out of the club. Dre D'Amadio, by the way, from The Sopranos, who, again, most people are going to have a marginal celebrity, especially why I tell people don't do that. But she said the other day that there are so many actors, writers, producers, directors in Hollywood that are not left, but pretend that they are so they can continue to work. I believe it. I do. I don't know if it's actually that they need to. I think the distinction here is that they feel like they need to, and so they do. I totally buy into that. It's one of the easiest things to believe ever. I mean, they all keep with the same talking point. They all kind of stay in the right lane and support the right thing. Although right now everybody's like, I don't know, which one makes me look better? Is it this one? Is it that one? I don't know. I don't really like what's happening on these college campuses, but gee, I want to get it right. I don't know. Dude, I'm auditioning for like 4 roles next week. I don't know what to do. And just don't say anything. Maybe just go there. But I kind of feel like Jerry's getting review bombed because of what he said. I defended him the other day by saying, look, if you just come out and say this, nobody disagrees. Sitcoms are kind of stale right now. Nobody disagrees with that. You know, The Connors is going into their 7th season. The Connors. If that doesn't tell you that the state of the sitcom is a little messed up right now, I don't think much else would. I mean, he's not necessarily wrong about what he said, and I feel like he's dealing with some fallout because of it, which is what I said the other day. It's like, dude, you got a movie coming out. What are you doing here? Now, Netflix is where I believe you can see that movie. And also coming on Netflix, I believe on the 23rd of this very month, is a sitcom that people are on the edge of their seat waiting for because they feel as if this will not be, and I don't like this word, but this will not be a woke comedy. Shane Gillis. He has a show about a tire shop coming to Netflix, cleverly titled Tires. That feels a little phoned in, if I'm honest. That title feels a little phoned in, a little too on the nose for me. I like Shane. I think his stand-up's great. He's looking to push boundaries. I'm all for it. Now, this is only one clip of the show, but I got to tell you, if we think this is what's going to push back against the narrative out there about sitcoms, I don't think this is going to do it. This is pulled from a clip of Shane's show upcoming on Netflix.
The reporter is coming to write a puff piece about our new women's initiative.
They run a tire shop, his cousin does, and Shane's like the lazy cousin who doesn't do anything. Here they apparently have created a woman promotion, and the journalist is coming to talk to them about it.
The reporter is coming to write a puff piece about our new women's initiative, which is we're bringing women here to make you feel comfortable. Women are a totally untapped market.
For now, dude. About to tap them.
About to tap them! Gonna tap them! I mean, seriously? We're gonna tap them? I mean, guys do talk like that, I won't deny it, but if that's what's supposed to be like, look out, wokeness, here comes Rocket Gillis, I'm sorry, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Okay, none of that. No, we're going to corner the market for women.
You're gonna corner them.
We're gonna corner them. Look out, woke left. Here comes the knockout punch.
No. We need to be better at talking to women when they come in here.
I can make women comfortable.
Okay.
Easily.
Okay.
You do it. Watch.
No. So, hi, sir.
So,
I'd like to get an oil change.
let's get you some lobsters and shrimp.
Why are you talking to me like that?
That's not good. Wait, that wasn't good.
Dad, I have a boyfriend.
You got a boyfriend? He's making you bring your car in here? Sounds like it's a little shaky.
It's not shaky.
You sure?
End of clip. Now, are they going to show you the best of what they got? No. Without teaser clips trying to make people less interested in it. Like, you don't do that. And I got to tell you, if that's the knockdown hilarity comedy that's going to punch the woke left in the face that people have been waiting on, that episode better be a hell of a lot better than that. 9 a.m. this morning, let's rock the bank. Had out that first $1,000 keyword. Also at 9, we'll run down, or apparently, the top male fantasies.